I'm Dawn Morse from Core Elements Training. In this short video, we're going to go through a 5-minute stretch sequence designed for runners. Okay, so you're going to bring yourself down onto your mat. Ideally, you might have a couple of blocks handy to assist you with some of those stretches. Open up these fingers nice and wide, and then flick up these toes behind you. You're going to press back into your downward dog stretch. So first of all, we're just going to soften those knees one at a time, helping to warm up further through those joints, but you're really pressing back through these hands. Good. Then from here, going to lower down onto those knees. Going to bring this right foot forwards, and you're going to sink into that back hip. So you're leaning forwards into this right leg. Either keep these fingertips down onto the mat or bring that hand onto that thigh. You're dropping that left hip forwards. And you're holding each of these stretches for around about sort of 12 to 15 seconds or longer if you have time. Good. Then from here, we're going to flick up through those back toes and really stretch through that back leg. You can either stay here or bring these hands onto the thigh, really pushing into that back heel. So again, you're deepening that stretch. Good. Then from here, we're going to lower back down. Yeah. And you're going to either lower onto that knee first, or from here, you're going to stride back into that downward dog. Good. This time we're holding that downward dog, really pressing those hands down into the mat to lift that body weight out of the arms and into those legs. Good. Then from here, either you're going to lower down onto those knees again, or you can stride through from that downward dog position. Bring that left leg forwards now and sink forwards into that hip. So again, either keeping these fingertips down or lifting through that chest and dropping that hip forwards. Those shoulders are nice and relaxed. Good. Then from here again, either bringing those hands down, staying in low lunge, or lifting up into that high lunge, but really stretching that back foot as if you're trying to get it to touch the wall behind you. Good. Then from here, we're going to turn both feet forwards. Check that these heels are in line with one another. And then lift those hips so they're facing forwards, lift the chest. And then from here, you're hinging down into this wide-angled forward bend. Those hands aren't touching the mat today. You can use those blocks and rest those hands onto the blocks. But keep lengthening that chest forwards and then sinking down. Just as far as these adductors on those inner thighs are going to allow you to go. Good. Then from here, you're going to turn that left foot out. Good. And you're going to really press into that back right foot, so softening that left knee, but keeping these hips facing that long length of the mat out in front of you. Good. Then from here, turn these feet forwards and then rotate onto that other side. So hips forward and sink down. So again, you're still feeling this stretch through the adductors, but you might also feel it on the glutes as well. You can either keep the hands onto one thigh or hands onto the waist there. Good. Turn those feet forward again, back into that wide angled forward bend, so sinking down, using the blocks or bringing those hands to the mat and tucking that chin in. Good. Then from here, we're going to walk these feet round. Good. And you're going to stride back into that press up position and then lower into that table position. From here, we're going to sink down into our hero stretch. So you can either use 2 blocks in between those feet, or you can use 1 block here, or no blocks, depending on how those joints are feeling today. So we're stretching the front of the shin here and trying to keep these toes pointing backwards. You're lifting up nice and tall. Good. Keeping that chest up and either focusing on this stretch or you're taking those arms out in front of you and then stretching those shoulder blades away from one another. Just to release that tension in that upper mid-back. And then from here, sweep those hands around the back of the body, interlock those fingers and reach those arms out behind you. Good. And then release these arms back down. And then last but not least, lengthen those legs out in front of you. Lift up nice and tall, and you're going to fold forwards into that seated forward bend. So again, from here, if you're feeling that little bit rounded, use that block and pop that block underneath the bottom as you stretch forwards. Excellent. And then if you've got time, you're going to repeat that about 2 to 3 times. Thank you.